All right, welcome to the newest game in the Academy. This is your box office operations mogul game. And what you're doing here is you are running a theater and you are deciding what movies to put in your theater each week. And then based on the amount of money that the movie makes, you will get revenues for your theater, and we will see at the end of each week. Here we go, theater stats. At the end of each week, I think that's actually this. We will see who is the top theater runner-over thing, and we'll see the top theaters for the weekend. We'll see everybody and how much money they've made. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is I'm just going to step you through how this works. So I'm going to click Manage My Theaters. If you're logged in, you should get prompted a button here that says Register to Start. But all you have to do is be logged in. And if you're not registered with the Academy or registered with the Independent Learners Network, just make sure you register and then you can get started. And so here's the way it works. So every week we're going to see what the movie made in the box office. So let's say that I decide that Pixels is going to be the big movie, and I want that to be in my big theater. Okay, so I have 400 seats in my big theater. So the question is there going to be enough demand for that? So let's say it makes 45 million at the box office, and we got 10 players, and then all 10 players have Pixels in at least one of their theaters. Okay. So what that does is that lets me know that because we had $45 million in the box office, that lets me know that there's 6,750 people in our theater-going area that want to see that movie. And then you take that number and you split it amongst all the people who are showing the movie. If, let's say, you have only 8 people decide to show Pixels, then that means that the rest of us, the people who are showing it, have more people to split up. So then we have 843 people, and that's the key number, because we take that number and basically the first 400 go into your first theater, and let's say I have Pixels in a second theater. Well, that's great. I still have enough. We got 843 people. I still have enough people to fill this. But let's say I decided I got greedy and I had it in another theater. Well, I have 400 plus 300, and then I have that 700, so that means I have 143 people left over. Well, they go and they fill up theater number 3, but I have 157 or 156.25 seats left over. So I did not make as much money as I could have if I had maybe not put Pixels in that theater, but let's say I did Minions and I did Pixels in a 100-person theater. So you basically have to decide what kind of demand is going to be generated and then decide which ones go into which theaters. And if you want, you can use this calculator. This button here, Show Hide Calculator Rules. This is going to give you a reminder of the rules, but the calculator is probably what you're going to use over and over again. If you want to minimize these, you can do that by clicking here, but this gets rid of it altogether. Okay? And so what you're going to want to do is think, well, how much is this movie going to make? And then you can assume that we're going to play at least 10 players. And then, the big blockbusters, everybody's going to put there in the movies. But you can just calculate and see how many people are going to go to the theater. So let's say you think that Pixels is going to do $67 million. All right? And everybody's going to show it. So that means that we're going to have 1,000 people. So that means you could put it in here. You could put it here. And you could put it here, but you just have to make that decision. And really, you're going to make that decision based on what other movies are showing as well. Okay? So once you're done, you're going to submit it, and then at some point, I'm going to close submissions. I think I'm going to close submissions today at 6 o'clock, and every Friday at some time, the submissions will be closed, and then you can watch over the weekend and see how much money the movie made, and then on Tuesdays, after the final box office results are released, I'll update it and we'll see who the the winners are. So that's basically it in a nutshell. For each movie, you select one of these. This will always show you the movies that are possible. Now, here's the way it works. You only get credit for movies that are in the top 10 box office films. Now, I may change this to only include PG and PG or G and PG-13 rated movies. So we'll see. But right now, it's the top 10 box office films. One thing to be aware of is that if a movie is not in the top 10, then you get no credit for it, regardless of how much money it made. So you want to make sure that your movie is in the top 10, and that also means that be aware of movies that are limited release. So if you're looking at movies, just make sure that it's in wide release, 3,000 theaters or more. You don't want something that's in 4 theaters. It's just not going to break the top 10. So once you select your movies, you go here, select your movies, and then you click Submit, and then you're done. It should then take you to a list where you see everybody who's playing. You don't see their movies until I open the box office, okay? So it's hidden until I kind of close submissions and open the box office. And that's the gist of it. Play this week if you want. If not, we'll catch you in future weeks.